Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Do you remember they were going to be making female Adeptus Custodes? Well, they've done it. First iteration, the first time we get to see them. And yes, ma'am, she's telling that man what to do. Jesus. That is looks more masculine than me. Fucking hell, mate. Shall we have a look and see this? Christ.
Do your protocols require you to look me in the eye as you deny our request for reinforcements?
I am here as the Emperor's voice to command you to obedience. You will obey it.
Do your protocols require...
Did you hear that at the end? You will obey it. It's almost like Games Workshop are trying to tell you something. You will like these. You bigots. You will like it. Shut up. Accept it. So funny. So funny. Shall we take a look at some of this other stuff? Super comical. Hit subscribe if you're newer, guys. So basically, Games Workshop has announced that it introduced a new female Adeptus Custodes into Warhammer 40K as part of the Tithes animated series, which we've just had a look at. That's right. This Gigantus is that femme that we just looked at. So on the official Warhammer community website, Games Workshop says Tyrith Shiva Kairos, the first three of a long list of honorific names earned fighting for the Emperor, has the privilege of being our first portrayal of a female custodian guard since the recent revelation that custodians can be any gender. Any gender. Any gender. That implies more than two. Because otherwise you'd say either gender. Wow, Games Workshop and Warhammer have gone full woke. Just full woke. Consume it, you bigots. Definitely don't just download 3D assets online and make your 3D printer go brrr. No. Pay overpriced slop from Games Workshop, you bigots. You will obey. This fact came as a real surprise to many. I bet. Those that have invested much time and money. Since it wasn't something previously explored. Oh, how convenient. That in and of itself isn't a particularly unusual thing for Warhammer 40,000 and its lore. There are simply loads of things the Warhammer studios have never expressly stated, whether that's ruling them in or out. Of course. From there, Warhammer continued to justify this massive retcon and gaslight its enthusiasts and hobbyists, quote, since the earliest conversations about bringing the Horus heresy to the tabletop and Black Library fiction, the exact nature of the custodians has been under discussion. After all, their origins and means of creation, unlike, for example, the Legion's Adeptus Astartes, are shrouded in mystery. A significant advantage to this portrayal is that it helps us to address a common misconception that the Custodes are just bigger, better Space Marines. They aren't. Space Marines were made through industrialised ritual to be mass-produced, brute force weapons of conquest. And even 10,000 years after their creation, draped in self-assigned glory, that's still true of them at their core. Each Custodian, on the other hand, is unique, painstakingly made through peerless craft and arcane artifice. Their physique, their psyche, their very soul is a bespoke instrument of the Emperor they unquestioningly serve. I mean, all of this sounds cool, but my God, could you have... There was definitely a better way to do it than this.
Obedience. You will obey it.
Fucking hell. Anyway, there's more. We know a lot about Space Marines, relatively speaking. But there is still so much we don't know about the Custodians, particularly in Warhammer 40,000, and their recruitment process is the least of these mysteries. And then also they go, what exactly are they up to in the 41st millennium? What was their motive for joining the Indomitus Crusade? What do they really think of Guilliman? What secret weapons do they have sequestered away in their armory vaults on Terra? What does loyalty mean in a galaxy where the master you failed is silent and you despise his Will you despise what his empire has become? Okay, interesting. We sometimes call these gaps, and they are quite intentional. They let you as collectors, players and fans fill the spaces with your own characters, stories and narratives, making the Warhammer hobby truly yours. Until Games Workshop comes out and just goes, yeah, there's just women in it now though. And fuck what you previously learned. So it's not yours, is it? And also, it's definitely not the hobbyists. This is so funny. Like gaslighting at its finest. They're like, oh, the hobby's yours. No, it's not. No, it's not. You literally have to pay for overpriced slop, which becomes, sort of, I don't know, debunked after a while. They just change the law left, right and centre. I mean, it's nonsense. They also allow us to revisit factions through miniatures, stories and animations and offer something new and interesting. Imagine how sad it would be if we ever said, and that's it. That's everything you'll ever see in this army. No new models ever. That'd be rubbish. Wow. Utter drivel. So, earlier in the blog post, Games Workshop also hinted that Tyrith will make chopped liver of Space Marines in the episode. Says, enter the Adeptus Custodes, specifically Tyrith, a herald of the Emperor, bestowed with the ultimate authority and a critical message. Ah, I see. Ever wondered what the difference in combat prowess is between Mortal, Space Marine and Custodian Guardian? Well, ma'am will show you. Wonder no longer. Tyrith gets into some serious action before the episode is over. Phrasing. We also get to see the weight of a Custodian's authority. It's the first time in a Warhammer animation the Space Marines don't sit at the top of the metaphorical pyramid of power. Thankfully, they're all on the same side, right? This sounds lame as piss. But remember, ladies and gents, they can be any gender at all. No, they can't. I can't get over the fact that this is their first introduction as well. Is to have this thing
to command you to obedience. You will obey it.
Do your protocol.
Say that. There's a cynical part of me. I know, if you can believe it, I am cynical at sometimes. Only very small times I'm cynical. Is this not the Games Workshop telling their customers you will obey it? Like, no, bigot. All right, we are doing this. You will obey it. That's what it says. That's what it says to me, mate. Astartes. We used to have that online. Now we've got this crap. Good times. You will obey it. It's like, all right, whoa. God, go make me a sandwich. Oh dear, oh dear. Anyway, look, this is lame. What do you guys think? Let me know down below. Cheers. Take care. Bye bye now.